Hey guys, today we're going to be walking through how to get started in Advanced Boris by Web. I'm going to go through all the different features of the website and what you might want to consider when starting out. I'll have timestamps and chapters in the video so you can skip to the areas you want to look into. With that being said, let's jump right into it. So when you first go to the website, which is awbw.amariner.com, you show up on this screen, and if you want to play any games, you need to log in or create an account. So you can go over to this login button, and it'll, have a login. You want to click on register. So I'll make a new account right here. Say Bogeus example, and then you just make up whatever password, and then give some email. And then you hit submit. And then it redirects us back to the home page. So now that we've been redirected back to the home page, there are several different ways we can play games. So then, you can check that out by going to this Games tab. And I might suggest this for anyone just getting started out. So if you click on Join Game, it'll bring you to this page where there's a bunch of different public games. And what I was just looking for are games that are, we call them Z games. So for instance, they say Z and then something. And you can join in these games. They're created automatically, and you can join in them. You can click on Join Public Game and join in. Just hit join. And now I've joined in this Z game. So now you get to pick your CO. So let's say I wanted to pick Conbay. And you can also pick your army color. So here I'm Orange Blossom, but maybe I want to be Blue Moon. I changed that. If later on you decide you want to be a different color, let's say I actually want to be Teal Galaxy, I can click that, no problem. And maybe I decide I don't want to be Conbay, I want to be maybe Hachi. And right now I need to wait for somebody else to join for this match to actually start, so I can invite somebody by clicking on this Invite Players button. If I do that, I can copy one of these links and send it to them. And then I'm good to go. If I want to see this game, I can just click over here at Your Games to see the games that I'm in, including the games that haven't started yet. And finally, when I'm ready to go and somebody else is in here, I can click Go. And it'll say, hey, the match will automatically start. Is that okay with you? Say okay. And now I have a green check mark here that shows that I'm ready. So once the other player is in here and clicks ready as well, the game will automatically start and the game starts. If later on I decide I don't want to be playing this game, or maybe I'm not ready yet, I can undo ready. And if I decide I don't want to play this game, I can click the X to drop out. Okay, so those are Z games. Z games are unrated. So all these games you see here in Join Game, these are unrated. They're just for fun. There's no rating attached to them. And you can see like this is a 2v2 game, so 2 players are in this. 2 more need to join. There's a lot of wacky stuff going on in the open public games. Give them a try. If you want something more competitive, you can go to Competitions and click on Global League. Global League is the main place of competition. We also call it async or asynchronous because you have a long turn timer. Usually, I think it's a day and a half per day. With a cap of a day and a half increment with a cap of, I think, 7 days per turn. And you start out with 5 days. So there's standard, Fog of War, and High Funds. And right now I have all 3 of them selected, but my desired game count is set to 0. If I wanted to play some, I can click on this drop-down menu. Drop-down menu has 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can just select that. So let's say I select 4 here. So now you can see I have 4 selected. And then if I actually want to get games, I would click update here. I don't want to get games on this fake account, so I'm not going to click update. If later on you decide you don't want any games, you can set this back down to 0, and you won't get new games. But the games you're currently in, you still have to finish out. Now, because I have all 3 of these selected, I will get games in all 3 of those styles: Standard, Fog of War, and High Funds. If, for instance, I want to play Standard but not Fog of War, I also want to play High Funds, I can just uncheck Fog of War, no problem, and then I click Update. So now it's updated. I still want 0 games, and I'm only interested in Standard and High Funds. Later on, I decide, you know what, I only want Fog of War, I can update, and it's updated now. I just want Fog of War. So that's how you can decide what kind of game type you want. I would suggest at first not playing with Fog, just because I think it's a bit harder to play Fog. It requires a bit more planning, and I think it's easier to get some more fundamentals going in. However, if you're going to have fun playing Fog of War, go for it, right? The best way to get better is to play and learn, and not be so concerned with success, right? Just try and have fun with it. If you're going to have fun with it, you'll get better naturally over time, just through playing. So these are asynchronous games. They take some time to play out, and they're nice for when you don't necessarily have large chunks of time to play. However, this is my favorite game mode. If you go to competitions and click on Live League, you're going to go to the Live League ladder. So this is what the Live League page looks like. Similarly, you're going to see these Standard, Fog, and High Funds. And I'm going to check whichever ones I'm interested in playing. So maybe I want to play all 3. I'm okay with all 3 of those game types. Maybe I don't want High Funds, whatever. And then over here I have the options for the match type. So again, you can't see the drop-down menu, but it says unrated only, unrated or rated only. And unrated only, those are games that are not rated. They, you play them out, they're all for fun, but there's no actual rating attached to the game. If you win, nothing changes. If you lose, nothing changes. I would suggest starting out with these games if you're nervous about losing rating, because hey, nothing changes if whether you win or lose, so it's just all for fun. Live games are different from Global League or asynchronous games because you have 5 minutes to start, and then each turn you get 2 additional minutes. So the maximum game length is about 2 hours long, though most games tend to end by an hour or so. The games also have a 30-day limit, so they don't drag on forever. I like them because I can sit down and finish out a game in one sitting. But that's not everyone's favorite thing. That's totally fine. Play what you like playing, right? If you enjoy Global League, play those. If you enjoy Live League, play those. If I play rated live, the game will give me some ELO when I win or lose. So you start at 800. If you win, you're going to gain some ELO. If you lose, you'll lose some ELO. At the end of the day, don't be so concerned with ELO. It's all, fake internet number that's there to help people find, even matches, right? You want to match someone around your ELO so that way it's a competitive match. It's not that fun to just, smash somebody who's a lot worse than you in the game. It's not that fun to lose to somebody who's a lot better than you in the game. So it's better to try and get an opponent that's around your skill level. So you'll see here also these lights here. They're all yellow right now. Yellow means that someone was queuing recently. Green would mean that somebody is in the queue. So right now I'm going to go ahead and join the queue with unrated only. You can see here that it says searching. So here it tells me that I'm searching. It's been 11 seconds. You can click on this for it to play a sound when the game is found, and you can click on this for a notification to show. That is, your computer will make like a notification, a pop-up, like a pop-up in your computer. Up to you if you want to do this. This just helps me, you know, if I have this on another screen or I'm in a different tab, I get alerted when the queue pops up. You also notice here that the lights have turned green because I'm in the queue. There's someone in the queue now. But there's no one in the queue for high funds because I said I only wanted to play standard and fog. If you don't want to play anymore or the queue took too long, you can click on this leave queue button, and then you've left the queue. Once you get into the game, it'll pop up and it'll say match found. And then you'll have 2 minutes to pick your CO. If it's unrated, you'll see your opponent. If it's rated, you will not see who your opponent is. It'll just say like Yellow Comet Commander or something like that. Okay, so that is how you get into a game. The 3 main ways being Z games, or just unrated asynchronous games, Global League, which are rated asynchronous games, and Live League, which has both unrated and rated games. However, you can also just make a game. Let me go ahead and show you how to do that. So you're going to want to go to, if you want to look at different maps, you'll hover over this Design Maps button, and you're going to click on Search Maps. So there's a lot of different features in here you can pick to figure out what you're looking for. Typically, I'm looking for a map that I know by name. So let's say I want to look for Celeste. So I have it right here. I'm going to click on Celeste. And here is the map popping up. What I often do is I click on Map Analysis if I want to learn more about the map. And here's what this tab looks like. This is the most important part. I'm going to zoom in here on it. It has the number of cities, bases, airports, ports, comm towers. And then this has the overall income if everything is captured, the income per player if everything is captured, and then the income per base. So this tells me that this has a 25k income per player if all properties are split evenly. And that amounts to about 8.3k funds per base. You also have 1 airport per player because there's 2 airports, and 1 comm tower per player because there's 2 comm towers. This is a very helpful screen to help you get a feel for what the map plays like, maybe and know if it's going to be a higher income map, a lower income map, how many comm towers there are, without having to scan the map too much. Okay, so back on this screen, this is kind of a preview of the map. Everything is here as it would be if you make a game. Let's say I want to create a game. So I'm going to click on this Create Game button. Now, I'm going to need to figure out what kind of settings do I want for this map. So you can go to these prefabricated settings here. And these are settings from the drop-down menu that some other people made. So there's a lot of different ones here. I clicked on Celeste APCT1 here. This is the setting somebody else made. I believe it was Humida. And you can see what happened is a bunch of COs got banned. So all of these tier 0 COs got banned. You can see that because of the check marks below them. Nell got banned, and then Flak and Jugger are banned. Everyone else is allowed. Unit ban. We have Black Bomb banned. And there are no lab units. Typically people don't play with lab units, though some people enjoy them. And then you also can see I have these settings over here. So tags, you zoom in here, tags are off, weather is clear, fog is off, CO powers are on, we have 1,000 funds per turn, this is all standard. Starting fund 0, I have no capture limit, a lot of times maps will have capture limit. Day limit is 25 here, unit limit is 50, and then we start out with 5 minutes, we increment 2 minutes, and then max term time is 7 days. Let me just go ahead and change the days real quick to showcase this. Then when I'm ready to make the game, I need to give the game a name. Let's call this Celeste Test. And then what I'm going to show you in a second, I actually need to make a password. You don't have to make a password for games. But if you want to do what's called hot seating, you need a password. So I'm just going to have the password be 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I click Create Game. And it's going to redirect me back to my Your Games page here. And then here's the game, just like how it was for that Z game I joined. Let's say I want to play Sasha. Okay. Now, You can wait for somebody else to join or invite somebody. So if I want to invite someone, I can click on invite players here and click on this link. Notice this one will include the password pre-filled. You can also give them this link and say, hey, the password is whatever you made it. In this case, 1234. Or you can Hotseat it. So I'm gonna click this, join again as another country, Hotseat. And I click join. And here we are. Now I'm in again. And let's say I want to test out Sasha versus Von Bolt. When I'm ready, I'm going to ready up both players. And now the game has started. So on this left side here, you can see I have this your game. It said new because I had a new game. And if I go to your turn, it has a 1 next to it, which means I have one game that it is my turn. So I'm going to click on this game. And now I'm able to go ahead and make my turn. And I'm actually playing as both players. So I'll click, build this infantry, and then I click end turn. And then now it's my turn again. I'll move this infantry over here. I'll build an infantry, end turn. This is Hotseat. I'm playing against myself. This is helpful for practicing different openers or getting a feel for the map and see how it plays out. Or if you want to test something out without a friend around, this is the way to do it. Now let's say you're playing out a game and you want to forfeit. The way to forfeit is to click on this menu here, click on resign. And you'll need to enter in your password. Your password manager might save it, you can enter it like that. And then you hit confirm, and then you forfeit. Now that I've forfeited, if I go to my games, it'll say I have a new game because it just ended, and there it is. Okay. The final thing I want to cover is maps. So I'm not a map making expert whatsoever, but if you want to make a map, you click on your maps here. So I'm going to create a new map here. I need to give it a map name and a height and a width. You can change the height and the width later. So I typically just leave it at 20 and mess with it later if I need to. And let's just give it a map name. Let's say example map. Then I click submit, and then now I have this map in my maps tab. So if I want to make changes to it, I'm going to click edit map here. And here is my map. I'm going to zoom out, and it's just all the tiles. So if you want to add terrain here, you click on this palette, and it lets me pick whichever terrain I want to pick. So I can pick, plains, mountain, forests, bunch of different rivers, bunch of different roads, bridges, shoals, reefs, pipes, missiles, silo, pipe seams, broken pipe seams, and a teleporter. If I want to add in pre-deployed units, I click on the select unit. I can pick whichever unit I want. If I want to put on cities, I can put on HQs, airports, bases, cities, comm towers, labs, and ports. These are pre-captured, and the white ones are neutral. If I want to change which army color gets the unit, I can click on this and say maybe I want to put a green earth down. Now it's switched to green, and if I put down that, it's going to be pre-capped for green or a pre-deployed unit for green. You also want to have this symmetry mode on. Typically, so if I have no symmetry on and I put down, let's say, a plane, it just puts it there. But if I put on symmetry, there's two different types. There's many different types here. There's rotate 2Q, rotate 4Q, flip X, flip Y, flip 4Q, diagonal X, diagonal Y. Right now I'm going to put on rotate 2Q and get rid of this tile. Now notice, if I put a plans tile, let's say like right here, it automatically put one rotated across the map here. So that's helpful for making sure the map has some symmetry. Now you'll need to turn that off sometimes for asymmetric things like first turn counter advantage infantry or things like that. Please check out people that are much more informed about map making than me about this. They'll have much better resources for how to make good maps and how to get started. But this is just the basics of how do you even set up these things. Okay, the final thing I want to show off is your profile. So this profile has information about you, about your COs you've picked, the countries you picked, games you've played on, and various things here. I want you to click on, you can click on settings here. You can also click on settings on this bar over here. And here you can change things. Let me zoom in a little bit. So here you can change the portraits of the COs. So for instance, if you want this, more malicious adder, you click on that. You can click on various portraits you want here, whatever you want to do. You can change your password by entering in your current password and the password you want to change it to. You can give your first and last name here. I'm not sure why you would do that. You can pick a theme for your profile. You can give a signature, just like a little line that goes there. So let me say this is an example signature. You can give your YouTube and Twitch channels here. And here you have your in-game settings. So game theme, I like the animated theme, but you can have Advance Wars 1 or Advance Wars 2 themes if you like. The base build menu, I keep it at 1 column, but you can have it 2 columns or 2 columns frequency. 2 columns frequency makes the less used units more pushed to the sides. You're unlikely to click on them by accident. Airport build menu, 1 or 2 columns. Port build menu, 1 or 2 columns. You can make build units within the map boundary. Confirmation on building. So if you misclick a lot, especially in asynchronous games, you might like this to make sure you have to confirm building any unit that you want to build. For Live League, I wouldn't suggest it because it's going to eat into your timer to have to confirm every time. For terrain, you can have default, which is whatever the map has. You can have classic, which is the classic Advance Wars tile set, the desert tile set, or the Days of Ruin tile set. Auto scroll scrolls the game back to the current position when page reloads. Shoals, you can have classic or custom. So classic looks like normal shows. Shoals custom is the new one. You can have animations on. That's what I have for my casting. Replay only shows the animations during a replay, and off only never shows them, which is what I do for Live League so I can move faster. This here is vacation. If you are going on vacation and are unable to make your turns for a few days and you don't want to forfeit, you can click this box. You can only go on vacation every so often. I believe it's you can check out the FAQ about that. But basically how it works is when you're on vacation, as long as you have timer left in your game, you won't forfeit, even if you exceed the maximum turn length time. So this is really just like you're deep in a game, but you're gonna be on vacation for a week and don't want to worry about making your move, even though you only have a couple days left in your max turn timer, but you have more than a week banked up. Vacation will let you go around that. You can only use that every so often, so don't feel like this is a way to abuse it. Really only do this if you are on vacation and are unable to make your moves. You also can have default army colors for your army and your opponent's army. And you can enable them here. You can also have notification settings. So this, you can get notifications to your email when someone makes a move. You can get notifications on Discord. If you do that, you do need to follow these steps to put your Discord in this user ID box. And then you can pick what you want notifications for. Creating a game, joining a game, starting a game, it being your turn in a game ending, getting a new message in the game, or getting a comment on one of your maps. And then when you're done with all of this, you can click Update for the changes to go through and update on your profile. So I'm going to click Update. The only thing I changed was the signature. So then if I go back to my profile, you can see that my signature has now been updated to say this is an example signature. I guess also I updated the CO portraits, which you can see over here. Okay, the last thing that I want to go over is I suggest joining the Advance Wars by Web Discord. I will have an invite to the Advance Wars by Web Discord in the description of this video. It's a really friendly place, and honestly, if you have questions about the game or would like advice or want someone to play games with, check out the Discord. There are a lot of people in there, and I know I was a little intimidated when I joined there at first, but people are really nice there. I would just send a message and ask for help if you have any questions. There are various channels in there. If you get a little lost, there are people there to help you out. And yeah, just jump right in. There are a couple other Discord servers, like Sprite Mare has a Discord server, Mr. Cannon, aka Semi-Original Guy, has a Discord server. Check those out. Advanced Warfare by Web is a really fun community. It's really inclusive, and I really enjoy it. And yeah, hopefully this video helped you out and made it a bit easier for you to get into the community. Thanks for watching my videos, and I hope this was helpful for you. Have a good one.